Ma'am.
Sanctuary. I knew you'd join us here, kid. Your energy is tied to this place.
My energy? What do you mean?
Thought I told you before, kid. I saw you leave that icebox. I know your pain. This world, it's not yours. But here you are. The site can help you, kid. It always has answers. Just gotta bring me some jet so I can see what it wants to tell you.
What's jet?
It's a little inhaler that packs a big kick. They say it makes you move faster, but at my age, it's more of a quick rush. The chems fuel the site, so it's not always gonna be jet I'm asking for. But that's what's on the menu this time.
Here. I already have some.
Like a little kick yourself, huh? This'll do. Now, let me ride the high to where the site wants to take me. Diamond City holds answers, but they're locked tight. You ask them what they know, but people's hearts are chained up with fear and suspicion. But you find it. You find that heart that's gonna lead you to your boy. Oh, it's bright. So bright against the dark alleys it walks. That's what you need to do, kid. Follow the signs to the bright heart. Phew. Wow. That took more out of me than usual. I'm gonna need to rest now, kid.
Hey. Come on.
Shall I accompany you?
Hey, Codsworth.
Shall I accompany you, Mum?
Yes, of course.
As you wish, Mum. Fist bump.
Most mutated critters you'll encounter in the wasteland are the result of post-war nuclear fallout, but this isn't entirely the case with the Mirelurk. The first Mirelurks actually mutated shortly before the Great War due to radioactive pollutants in the North Atlantic. According to pre-war records, the Nahant Oceanological Society initially made these observations, and despite their reports, no one took their warning seriously. The Boston Port Authority ignored their calls, and the Galaxy News Network turned the report into a story about how great shellfish season is going to be. Indeed, Mirelurk meat is tasty. Just be careful when extracting it. Like supermutants, Mirelurks never stop growing. The stag took a symbolic role in many old-world religions due to their strength and grace. I'm curious to know if such a designation would be given to them today. Rad stags are descended from the common deer. Two-headed like the Brahmin, each head can act autonomously from the other. These creatures usually travel in herds, and although they are generally non-hostile, they can put up a good fight if provoked. Jet is one of the most devastating drugs to ever land on the streets of the United States, and consequently, the scorched remains left in its wake. It is a methamphetamine affecting the central nervous system, delivering a rush of energy and altering the user's consciousness. It lasts only a few minutes, but as long as it does, you'll feel as if you're at the controls of a jet plane, whizzing past a world that's trudging through the mud. Coupled with the ease of manufacturing meth from fertilizer, it proliferated far and wide, particularly on the densely populated eastern seaboard. The addiction rate guaranteed a steady income for dealers and cooks. Plenty of surviving samples can be found all over the wasteland. That's not all. About 45 years back, a jumped-up whiz kid by the name of Myron came up with a modified methamphetamine variant under the same name.
Been warmed up on.
diggings?
A classic bolt-action rifle favored by the American hunter long since before the Great War. The combination of ruggedness, firepower, and accuracy makes it a popular choice among hunters and soldiers long after the war ended. Blessed with the ability to be rechambered in a variety of calibers and mounted with high-tech recon scopes for tracking targets at range. It's a welcomed addition to any arsenal. A classic bolt-action rifle favored by the American hunter long since before the Great War. The combination of ruggedness, firepower, and accuracy makes it a popular choice among hunters and soldiers long after the war ended. The laser musket is the signature weapon of the Minutemen, protectors of the Commonwealth, and is made in their iconic revolutionary style. Though called a musket, it's actually a custom laser rifle based on a salvaged AER-9, outfitted with a hand-crank capacitor that draws energy from fusion cells and stores it for release in a single focused blast. Minutemen engineers created capacitors capable of storing up to 6 cells worth of energy. But even with lower grades, a single well-placed shot from this weapon is usually enough to turn an enemy into a pile of smoking ash. Of course, all this power comes at a cost. It's a dedicated sniper rifle with its low ammunition capacity and high firepower. So pack a backup weapon whenever you're bringing one along. If you require firepower and accuracy is a distant concern, then miniguns are the way to go. The Rockwell CZ-53 personal minigun was an aging design around the time of the war, slowly phased out in favor of the more advanced CZ-57 Avenger and imports like the Rheinmetall Vindicator. However, it was still a beast, boasting a theoretical fire rate of over 60,000 5mm rounds per minute, though usually greatly reduced to manage recoil, providing more than enough firepower to turn any soft target into pulp. Rockwell minigun designs accept a variety of belt feeds, including from backpack cases and drums. The CZ-53 can also be modified with different barrels to tailor performance. The adventurous or insane are sometimes known to wrap barbed wire and scrap around the rotating barrel to create an improvised bayonet. In short, while it may not have the gel fin cooling or chrome plating of the Avenger, the CZ-53 is still a potent force on the post-apocalyptic battlefield. Quite the hand cannon, the Smith & Wesson Model 29 revolver in 44 Magnum has been around for over 300 years. It is still one of the most powerful handguns in the world, strong enough to blow your head clean off. Any punk on the wrong end needs to ask themselves one question: do they feel lucky? Now, it kicks like an Henri Brahmin. You only get 6 shots. But if you make each shot count, the venerable Model 29 just might be the weapon for you. A friend of mine, Ranger Tanner, gave me this advice. Focus. If either put a snub-nosed barrel on this big iron and quick fire it from the hip, or put a bull barrel and a scope for long-range accuracy. Either way, the recoil can be quite jarring if you're not strong enough to tame this beast. If you're looking for even more damage, you might want to look for a custom 44 built from Dry Rock Gulch props over in Nuka World. Although they're built from toy guns, they're anything but.
I was just getting warmed up. What was that?
Get off of me!
Fine then. Good pickings.
Hey, wait there.
The Super Sledgehammer is a term encompassing a broad variety of engineering and combat tools created before the Great War, in response to the need for effective combat engineering weapons. The original Super Sledge was a dual-head design.
I judge people by their actions.
Transferred stored
I admire
kinetic
the way you
energy
look
to
out
the
for me.
target, while the wearer was protected from recoil by shock dampeners and thick batting. The design proved its effectiveness as both a tool and a weapon in the trenches, with many issued to power armor units as backup weapons for close-quarter combat in the terminal stages of the Sino-American War. Other Super Sledgehammers use the same basic design. The construction tools prevalent in the Commonwealth incorporate the shock dampeners and protective padding, but use a rocket booster mounted on the head to enhance the striking power rather than a kinetic storage device. Another version was created by my own Brotherhood of Steel in a rare moment of creativity. We invented a new model specifically for use with power armor, featuring a more streamlined design with custom grips and a shielded head.
Hey,
Something you need, Mum?
hey, Codsworth.
Mum, perhaps now is a good time?
Sure, what's on your mind?
Oh, just a little something I'd like to get off the old proverbial chest. I just want to say what an honor it is for me to accompany you. You've no idea the horror these past 2 centuries have wrought. The initial destruction, not knowing if you and your family were all right. It was a relief just to find the entrance intact.
I'm sorry, Codsworth. It was so sudden, not even time for goodbyes.
Not a single worry, Mum, as I shared your priorities completely. Family safety first, above all else. And yes, while it was hard at first, I was able to eventually move on. At first it was the work, busying myself day and night, and believe me, there was plenty of it. But eventually the work became light chores. What truly saved me was my memories, Mum. Memories of you and the hubby, young Sean. Of your love and kindness. I soldiered on, fueled by hope that one day, if not you and the husband, that Sean, or perhaps Sean's children, would one day emerge.
Sorry it took so long. I only wish we could have all gotten out. As a family.
As do I, Mum. As do I. It is unfortunate. I just wanted you to know how much I consider you family. I may be a mere robot to some, but I do hope you've come to see me as more.
Of course, Codsworth. Don't worry, I feel the same.
Miss Evelyn, you don't know how wonderful it is for me to hear that. I feel completely recharged. Well, enough blither-blather from me. Let's get back to it, shall we?
Sports were America's greatest pastime before the Great War scorched the world, with a reverence for athletes bordering on the religious. However inspiring their displays of prowess and strength were, their integrity was far less impressive. Buff-Out was a brand of advanced steroids commonly used by sportsmen to improve their performance. That clandestine use eventually popularized it amongst their audience and fans as well. Each tablet boosts your body's strength and endurance, making a baseball bat, a tire iron, or just your fists far deadlier than they would be otherwise. I've heard rumors that some could even rip off their enemies' limbs while under the drug's influence. Of course, everything comes at a cost. The Buff-Out crash will leave you spent and tired, on top of a high risk of addiction. But when the going gets tough, You have no power armor or fist to get you through. Buff out might just give you the edge needed to survive. It's no secret that pre-war America loved drugs and made many useful ones. Mentats, created by the ever-helpful people at MedTech, were a particularly popular chem of the day.
Now, Mum.
They are a nootropic, improving memory functions and accelerating other thought processes, making you more creative, insightful, and a good deal more perceptive. Understandably, they were a big hit at parties in the back when times. MedTech continued to iterate on their iconic chalky red pill, releasing a slew of variants that focused on different aspects of cognition, each in a distinct flavor: berry, grape, and orange. They remain popular nowadays, though so do their side effects, migraines, and neurological disorders. As always, moderation is key. Psycho is one of the many combat drugs developed by the United States military to improve the performance of their exhausted military force at the tail end of the Sino-American War. Developed under the authority of General Constantine Chase, the drug was pressed into service without the necessary clinical trials in order to battle attrition on the Alaskan front and rapidly spread throughout the military. The unstable drug is mixed at the moment of injection and makes the user more lethal in combat, less susceptible to damage, and dampens higher brain functions, turning them into a perfect shock trooper. Due to its rushed nature, it had drastic side effects that were never removed. Long-term use is known to cause heightened aggression, dementia, and psychosis. For the faint of heart, the drug may outright kill them through cardiac arrest. Perhaps most terrifying is the fact that the mutated hubflower plant, common across the Commonwealth, can be used to manufacture Psycho in large quantities, making it a pestilence without end.
Let's make this quick, shall we? I was just getting warmed up.
A staple chem found in every wasteland traveler's knapsack. Rad-X is a preventative chem that boosts the body's natural defenses against irradiation. The substance inside the red and yellow pills is unique in that its effects stack with repeated dosage. Of course, it doesn't remove radiation. That's what Radaway is for, so it's best taken before the Geiger counter's ticking turns into a steady drone. Unlike most medicines, there are no side effects after taking Rad-X, so you can keep on exploring with ease.
This quick, shall we?
Power armor is more than just some servo motors and armored plating thrown together. It's a highly adaptable weapon system that was one of the fastest growing technologies of the pre-war world and no stranger to revolutions. The base power armor frame is Westech's creation, with advanced servo motors and the back-mounted TX-28 microfusion pack serving as basis for late model power armor. The late model is a modular battle system, accepting components from every existing series. Each module can be further customized according to the mission profile and the battlefield. Modifications range from the comprehensive, such as the winterization packages used on the T-51Vs during the Anchorage reclamation, to improvised, as was the case with the Enclave extending the lifespan of worn-out advanced power armor units by jury-rigging Tesla devices on them that provide increased protection from energy attacks and improve the operator's own. The catalog of modifications is extensive and includes different linings responsible for each series model designations, outer coatings, and the aforementioned subsystems like the Tesla device, medic pump, and even experimental stealth boys and jump jets. Americans had few escapes to enjoy in the pre-war world beset by riots, war, and ruthless exploitation. The Lone Wanderer cruiser bike capitalized on that desperate desire for freedom, offering a classic, no-nonsense fusion motorcycle that will allow them to escape their bleak daily existence, at least until they ran into a military checkpoint.
Hoarding now? Judging by my navigational sensors, we're now directly beneath Concord. Can I be of service?
Take a look.
Of course, Mom. Crab cakes for dinner, Mom. Good pickings?
Nice.
As the pre-war United States descended into chaos, Americans started to look for a happy escape from the bleak reality that surrounded them. Who can blame them? The Sino-American War consuming ever-increasing amounts of lives, food riots tearing through the streets, and the looming threat of nuclear war? Day Tripper was the answer. A mild hallucinogenic that helps you escape reality and make the day just a little bit easier to get through. Perhaps that's why I seem to find the drug all over, from raunchy speakeasies to stashes of corporate yogurt.
It's a fight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
Hey,
So what's your story? Looking to trade? Rob me? Or just ask directions to Diamond City?
Diamond City? Where's that?
Directions. Figures. Just keep going until you see the skyline. Cross the river. You'll find the Great Green Jewel just inside the city limits.
Carla.
Back again? Time to do business? What?
Like a little dust to get the oil flowing.
Should have just run. Yes?
Carla.
You again. Here to trade?
What kind of stuff do you have?
Just a bit of everything. You'd be surprised what people leave behind on the old roads. Gotta keep your eyes peeled for the good stuff. Got plenty to sell if you're interested.
I'll take a look, sure.
I got a little bit of everything.
Get some, motherfucker.
Raiders, let's show them what for.
Let's go!
That about takes care of that.
Well, I dare say that was a fine hunt. 7 days in the forest with nothing but our wits and our wills to guide us.
And our guns, huh?
Yes, our guns. Those did play a hand in the end, I must admit. But you can't expect a man to hunt such dangerous game with his bare fists. Hello, fellow traveler. Come, take a seat by the fire, and take account of this glorious beast. It's an albino radstag, a very rare condition, caused by a genetic mutation. Of course, We won't tell that to the members at the club, will we, Ludwig? Ha 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 ha.
I suppose not, sir.
Good, good. Which is precisely why we need to kill every other albino radstag in the Commonwealth, and burn any evidence of their existence. It's the only way to ensure our kill is one of a kind. In fact, if you'd like to help, I'll give you caps for every radstag hide you find. After all, even the common ones might be carriers of the gene.
Your discovery really makes you that happy?
Of course! It's more than a discovery after all. It's a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. And there's only one way to keep it so. Extinction of the radstag species.
Do you have any idea where I can find more of them?
Radstags tend to graze in areas with plenty of grass and fresh water. They're not unlike farmers in that sense. Except radstags tend to be more civilized. Ha ha ha.
Good one, sir.
I don't have anything on me. Soon, hopefully.
Well, no need to hurry. Mutations are very slow to act, so we have time. Of course, history has a long lifespan, so we don't have forever.
Not right now.
As you wish.
Rubbish.
You might be familiar with a wonder drug named Fixer. MedTech's fine product is designed to help people kick the habit. Addictol is a competing product from pre-war times, packed into an inhaler and offering the same functionality. It removes both the physical and psychological dependency on drugs for those willing to change their lives. Just use one, find a spot to pass a few hours in peace, and wake up to a new, better you. However, there's a catch. If you don't want to quit, it won't work. But if you can't find a doctor to cure that itch, Addictol might just be the next best solution.
Never seen an albino one before. Definitely something worth mounting.